Okay, we ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Right. Let's go.
Let's just start recording.
Well, let's do the show.
Yeah.
Intro.
Come on.
Hey.
Your product, basement hard luck. Basement hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Your product, basement hard luck. Basement hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Hard Luck Show. I'm your certified, qualified West Side host, Steve Lucky Luciano. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you've tuned into the greatest show on earth. It's the Hard Luck Show, coming at you from Santa Monica Youth Center in the city of Santa Monica, California. Sitting across from me, my co-host, my partner,
Is Chumahan Bowen, American Indian, Southern Californian elegant barbarian, bringing you what a fool believes once again.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. Man, dude, I feel like I'm fucking 13 years old all the time with these shows.
Yacht Rock in Santa Monica.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, no. No, Mr. Stanton. Maybe like 10, 11.
You got to hit that weight to the high point. Don't fucking close it out.
Oh,
early,
man,
bro.
dude, you're
Here we
doing
go, here we
good.
go.
You're doing good today.
Here we go. And
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah,
all
right
right.
there.
Thank you.
Okay, and on sound, Blue Eyes himself.
That's right. It's Sean
Oh
Lewis,
shit.
certified audio professional, engineer.
These motherfuckers got the mix.
Come on.
Right? Damn.
Come on.
I'm about to roller skate.
Show.
Shit, we ain't fucking around right now.
Dirty laundry, motherfucker. Air it out. Air it out.
Come on now.
Come on.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Talk about, man.
Yeah.
And our showrunner extraordinaire, Mr. Brian
Let me translate for him.
Hold on. Here we go.
What's
Here
up,
it
fellas?
is.
What's up, fellas? It's great to be here.
Is that it?
That's
Okay.
I got no mic.
Oh.
My name is Schwartz and I got no mic. What's up, fellas? But when I get on the mic, I'm not really that hyped at all. Smoking a bowl.
Minty.
My wife is yelling at me, making minty,
Minty.
and wants to know where my balls
Minty.
are at once again. But
Minty.
I don't fucking know. And who else we got?
And our cinematographer, yes indeed, Ali Baba. It's Ali.
Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. 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 Yeah.
What's up?
Ali.
You
What
good?
What do you got to say, brother?
I'm in the house right now, doing a thing, you know what I'm saying? Filming,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm in the
Yeah.
house right now. Are you on the spectrum a little bit, brother?
I don't even know what that means.
Okay, very good.
Ali.
Ali. All right, here we go. Who do we got?
Cut my life into pieces.
Oh.
This is my last resort.
We got Danny and Keith from It's All Bad. Yeah. Come on.
It is all
Keith
bad.
and Russian Danny from It's All Bad podcast. Those guys are like a brother podcast station.
Right.
Killing it, murdering it out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Two
What up?
guys that look like, man, when I see them coming down, I fucking put my hand on my wallet. I'm like, what the
Pull your purse in.
Right.
Pull your purse in.
We all know Chumahan ain't scared of shit. He's putting butter on
Hey,
it.
Chumahan sees you two walking down the street and starts playing with his pussy.
Hey, man. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. I like getting wet. Make me wet, you
That's my
guys.
partner.
Make me
That's my
fucking wet.
partner.
Make me wet, you sick little hound.
Go, partner.
Let's go. go. Yeah, so
Man,
we
what's
got
up
the
with you guys?
dudes. We
You
got
guys
the
are
dudes.
doing it, man.
What an intro.
Yeah,
That was great, dude.
right.
We're
So-
really dropping the ball.
You know what? When you look at Russian Danny pulls up, and Russian's he's walking.
What kind
up
of
the
car
street.
does he drive? Because he looks
don't
like
know.
it looks like an IROC or a T-Bird.
But that'll be
Whoa, all right. Cutlass. Yeah.
All right,
86
okay.
Cutlass. you
So
know,
listen
hey.
to what I'm about to say.
Go ahead.
Well, I wish I would have said it first. So he's walking up the street, and I see him walking up, and I'm like, man, this is one of them dudes just by his strut.
Yeah.
And his choice of apparel, I go, it's one of them white, and his mustache, I go, this is one of them white boys that gets it. You know? White boys know what time it is. He drives a Cutlass.
Right.
But he just is, dude, I grew up with a lot of dudes that were like white boys, but they got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, in my eyes, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just gets it, bro. That's,
Was there white boys from the Vadio? From your neighborhood? There
yeah,
had to be,
that they
right?
were white from their
Right.
race, but
Yeah.
but there was definitely like white boys that were just around my whole neighborhood, and they
Yeah.
weren't part of the audio. They were surfing or doing other shit, but they were everything except they just weren't in the neighborhood. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Did the drugs, did the crime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got bagged on. You know what I'm saying? So,
hear ya.
but a lot of them that were like close, like they got it. Like
Yeah.
their taste and all their shit was the same. You know what I'm saying? Like
I told you that last. I'm telling you, like when I'm in the joint, I could tell by the way a dude carries himself, whether he's from the West Side,
Oh,
or whether
absolutely.
he's from East LA to El Monte. Or the dudes from Watts are everybody's completely different.
sure.
So
The Valley dudes are.
So all right, before we do the demographic thing, let's talk about It's All Bad. All right, let's talk
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
fucking podcast that
Yeah.
these dudes run. How long have you guys been doing that podcast?
You know what's weird? We've been doing it for we've probably been doing it for 5 years.
Yeah.
But we only started posting them maybe like 2.5 years ago.
What do you mean you guys would just record by yourselves and just listen it to
We would
each
record,
other?
and then it sounded shitty, and then we'd re-record, and then we were like, we got this idea. We're like, we're just gonna record a ton of them before we post. I don't know. We're,
Yeah.
like nobody.
You know
cares.
what, guys? We probably should have done what they did.
Yeah,
We started
exactly.
recording right out the
Yeah,
gate.
right.
We didn't know what we were doing, bro. We had zero concept, zero. So let's talk about this because everybody now has a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 5 years ago, when you guys started your fucking podcast, were you guys like, were you guys under some kind of illusion? Did you guys think like, let's put it out there, we're gonna become famous? Like, what was the whole thing?
No.
What was it?
It's kind of like the way. I mean, me, Danny, Luck, like it's the way that we all, even like if it's me and Lux at a meeting or something, the way that we talk, you oh, what up, Lux, what up, Keith? Then you immediately go into some story, because you want to laugh. And it was like, and we were just all storytellers because initially it was me, Danny, and Yuri.
Yuri.
Yeah.
Wow, that's real Russian or something. What is that?
The funniest shit is he's half Mexican and half redneck. His dad, I think, named him Yuri Henley to make him, you know what I mean, sound more Los Angeles. But
Oh, that sounds so Los Angeles.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And so what had happened was, and we were just always telling stories, like about Yuri has some incredible ones. Like
Right,
he was a PA on Saved by the Bell and like
holy
smoking
shit.
crack with the petty cash.
That sounds
And
fantastic.
He fucking he had to go get Screech's birthday cake. That's all he had to do this day. And they're like, please don't fuck this up. And he was going from fucking Sunset and Gower to Fairfax and back. Like you could have walked it in the time
Right,
he had.
yeah.
Literally.
Right.
And he left and he couldn't help himself. He picked the cake up. He stopped off, started smoking rocks, and made it back right when lunch was over. Like everybody was just sour.
Right.
He ruined Screech's birthday.
So what was it about the early shows that you guys were doing where you were like, this doesn't sound right, or we need to take another
Oh,
crack?
the sound quality.
Yeah.
Really?
We first recorded on. We each had an iPhone in front of us. We're like, we'll do this. We'll just speak into our iPhones, and then we'll have somebody like
For real.
master it. I shit you not. Yeah. And then we're like, okay, that didn't work. And then we were like, we're gonna get lav mics, and we got little mics, and we finally ordered them. And then one of the hosts, Yuri, was like, hey, I don't know if I could be a part of this. And then he was like, hey, you can use all my stuff. So we had to basically start over like a year in kind of a recording. Yeah. And we're like, fuck. And we restarted it. But now we got a cool thing going. Like we've
Right.
been doing it. We got a little
But you guys are doing a live fucking show, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a
Yeah.
big thing. Now, is this true what they're saying? You guys are doing it topless?
Yeah.
I thought it was bottomless.
Yeah. I had to
Porky
beg Danny to
Piggin,
put a
yeah.
shirt on to come in here and
Yeah.
shit.
No, but so what's it like getting out? So what's the plan for the live thing? When is it happening? How are you going to do it? how are you gonna make it fresh? Like, how are you gonna make it cool?
All right, so we got
Let's
some.
go. Let's go.
We got some cool surprises. It's gonna be January 14th at the Echoplex. We got a bunch of our old guests coming back. We have guests that were on the show that are performing some musical stuff. We got a dude DJing that was one of our guests.
Right.
We got some cool new merch. We're calling it "It's All Bada-Palooza."
Okay.
That was kind of
like
on
that.
the
Right.
very original. I came up with it myself.
Very good.
I take credit where credit is due.
Hold on a second, Sean. Blue eyes. You made a face when he said Echoplex. What the fuck was
Yeah,
that?
I've been there before. It's great.
And?
It's
And?
cool.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that color.
Yeah, thanks for.
Thanks for the commentary.
Yeah, hey, thanks for
You know
pointing
what?
me out.
You're a fucking audio
Eat your
guy.
fucking salad.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus
Can you
Christ.
talk, please? Okay, thank you, please. I'm sorry you had to see that,
Fucking
Danny.
pod bully over here.
Hey, everyone needs one. Now let's go. All right, so Echoplex, it's all bad.
It's all Bada-Palooza. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. It's
Yeah,
a
very
mouthful.
easy to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
The dude sent us. Did he DM us or emailed us? Right?
He emailed us. He goes, "Hey, we want to do a thing."
Yeah, he just emailed us and he was like, "Hey, we love the show. Do you want to do a live one?" Blah blah blah. And then and so we were like, "Yeah, we can get it." You know, we're like, "We can get that together." And then we're
Right.
like,
Yeah.
so we started plucking like the people's favorite guests, Lux.
Which is Big Lux.
Big Lux and Lepke.
Wait. Lepke, he wants to say something.
Bro.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, someone else said.
Wait, Lepke, what else do you have to say?
Get your hands shook and your money took.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks for that.
All right, thank you
Thank
for a minute. All right.
So so they were like, okay, Lucky and Lepke, and then we were like, all right, well, we knew them, and then who else? We had one other Reno,
Reno's one that.
but then
people-
we were like, because you got to kind of like really, pick and choose, like
Right.
who has the bangers, and I think we got to add Laura too.
Yeah.
Lucky.
But so we got, I don't know, what is it, 8, 10 guests that'll come up, and then we'll also probably pluck somebody out of the audience that hopefully has a banger.
Yeah. We
But,
got some new merch that we're gonna drop. We got
Wait a
one of
second,
our-
are you guys going to be like
That's
on
dope.
the stage?
Yeah, we're gonna be
Yeah.
on the stage and
With
we'll
like
bring
a
up guests.
table?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Are you gonna do like a front room kind of thing and put a couch and some love seats and act like you're talking? What are you gonna do? What's
That's
the
a good, I'm not going to lie, we haven't even talked about that.
Right.
But because we were like, we'll get up there, and the first ones we'll bring up will be Lucky and Lepke,
Right.
and then, but we haven't really. We were thinking about it around a table,
Right.
And
You can't have your back to the audience though.
No.
but that's why we'll probably
We're gonna
sit-
do like a Last Supper style
Yeah.
thing. That's
right.
what I'm thinking. Yeah.
That's
So,
beautiful.
Maybe some little snacks and shit. Some
Yeah.
Right.
some
Make
healthy-
sure you bring plenty of food for Steve to eat. Why? Because he's great at eating on mic. That's the fucking best.
Steve's
Have some
like
gum.
fucking Brad Pitt in Ocean's
Where's
11.
my food at?
Yeah,
He's always fucking.
You got
So,
food?
have you guys talked to Lepke lately?
I text with him and Lucky.
Why?
were in
What do we
there.
need to know?
I don't know. I'm asking
Oh,
if
no.
you guys have.
No, no.
You
do
have,
you need
right?
to know anything, Steve?
I don't know. Well, let's go. We're all rolling. I know that.
Yeah.
Well,
We're all rolling up there. Yeah.
if Mr. and Mrs.
I've got
Earbud-
people coming.
if
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Earbuds are listening, they can kind of hear some sort of subtext in that question.
We're
you know,
going. We're all going over to go to this thing on January.
There's a little something,
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, is he?
No, I mean,
Because Lepke was just on this show talking about a stroke and walking with a cane. That's out in the open.
No, like right. No.
Okay, yeah, it's sciatica.
Lep is going though. I mean, and
Look
the
at
reason
Keith.
Juman asked that,
Go ahead.
reason that Juman asked that
Please.
is because,
Please.
Lep is going through some struggles, as we all go through some struggles.
No one's to judge.
He's
Who's to
going through some
judge?
struggles too. That's all. He had some health issues, some health stuff that he was going through, but he's assuring me that he's well, and he's
He's posting on Instagram.
He's dude.
Oh yeah, those posts are great, right?
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
that Russian guy, Keith? Danny, you're Russian, right?
I'm Ukrainian, bro.
No. In this day and age, my friend,
Yes.
are you a Ukrainian Russian or are you Ukrainian
No.
Ukrainian?
Okay, so I was born in the Soviet Union.
When it was the Soviet Union.
the Soviet Union.
Get the
Yeah.
fuck. Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
root for Drago? Ivan Drago?
Of course. Yeah.
Right. I must break you.
Yeah, of
I fucking
course.
love that. All right, so you're born. Where were you
I
born?
never
Minsk?
seen him that happy.
Minsk?
He's really
Yeah,
happy
no,
right
that
now.
genuinely
Yeah.
was like a dream come true. Were you born in Minsk?
I was
Like,
born in Kiev. Which is a
Chicken
part of-
Kiev.
That's
Oh,
where
yeah.
my grandfather's from.
No way.
That's where my family. That's where my Russian side of my grandfather's
No
from
way.
Kiev. Yeah.
Oh man, we
from
gotta
Kiev.
go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
We
love it.
should.
All right.
Yeah.
I've known my whole life. Since I was a little kid, Kiev is where my family was. My Russian side of my grandfather's from.
So Lepke's been posting with his Instagram, dude, and there's a Russian guy on there.
I knew I liked this guy. You see, we may be related.
Yeah, we might.
Yep. Okay. Go
I
on.
gotta
it's
send
funny.
in my ancestry.
Karen,
Yes.
Karen tells me you're half Russian. Only the good half. So let me ask. Okay, so do you know that Russian guy? Is he anybody that's been amassing on the border?
No, who's the Russian guy?
They don't
Have you
know
seen
the
this
Ru-
guy?
they don't
I
know.
It's a
of
dude
course
from
not.
Orange County who's friends with Lev.
Right.
Right.
They don't know him, but they've seen him.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, in any event, did you see the one where the Russian Benny the Russian tells you like
He doesn't waste time.
he doesn't waste time. He's a guy that's very much about
Can't pull it up and show him.
self-improvement. You know what? Oh, on Instagram, no. But the thing is this Russian guy standing there, right? Like, listen, it's a parking lot. Okay, there's nothing going on.
I
No
think you
one.
should show, I think at some point in time we're going to have to hand off.
Well,
and
pull
show the
it,
guy.
pull it up on your thing, man. So listen. So the Russian guy's sitting there, right? And he's got a dye job, and he doesn't care who knows it, right? It sounds much better in Italian, but it's a dye job, and he doesn't care who knows it. And then he stands there and he goes, me and my life, I don't like to waste time. So I'm waiting for an appointment. And I said, why not stretch? And then he just throws his leg out on a car and starts doing a hamstring stretch.
No way.
Yeah, and Steve's never sent me an Instagram anything. Like, Steve doesn't send me a bunch of shit. He sent me that, and he said, I watched that 10 times.
Oh wow.
Right. It's an amazing thing.
I like it. It's amazing.
Dude.
I don't know where it's at, though. Where is it? It's not
I don't
on
know.
the
You
left.
sent it to me. It's on his. There's another one where he's rapping. Anyway, point of the matter is,
I'm trying to
are you
find
guys
it.
going to allow his Russian friend to come with him? Because he used to roll with Schmitty. Lep used to roll with Schmitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not rolling with Schmitty anymore.
He can bring whoever he wants.
Yeah.
Right.
Bring the Russian.
Right. Bring
Benny
the Russian.
Bring Benny the Russian.
Benny, if
I
you're
will
listening.
I'll fact check Benny the Russian.
Yeah!
Here we go.
All right.
Hey.
Very good. Why did you guys call it It's
Danny,
All Bad?
I'm looking to
Danny,
see if I can somehow find
Can you
Yeah.
can you give him a welcome to the Hard Luck Show in Russian?
Oh, please.
I don't know how to say luck in Russian. All right, let me see. Hold on.
All right,
yeah,
look
I'll
it
do
up,
it. Yeah, I
look it
got
up,
you.
look it
Yeah,
up.
we'll
All
do
right.
like an outro or something.
Why is it called It's All Bad?
Because they're all it's just like typical drug jail sobriety stories where you end up assed out.
Those
You know
are
what
like
I
my
mean?
favorite stories of
Mine
all
too.
time. I used to go to meetings, man, and really like just be entertained by the log cabin
sober?
stories. Yeah, 19 years.
Fuck, I didn't know that. I thought you were-
19 motherfucking years,
Wow.
bro. I don't fuck
I thought
around.
you were a normal human being.
No, I'm not.
No.
No.
Well, let me rephrase that. I did not think you were a normal human being.
No, dude.
I have a hard time believing you're from this planet
Right.
sometimes.
No, dude, my whole life is kept together.
Trough of fucking salad.
Listen, my whole life is held together by a linchpin of nicotine.
I don't know where the fucking
Gum?
No, I do. Listen, I do the on pouches. I do 2 cans of the 8 milligram pouches every night.
Juman.
Every night.
Juman,
No
what I don't
way.
have
100%.
Juman, I can't find that video of that. But what I can tell you I do have is the video of him with his friend
Rapping?
rapping.
Okay, please fact check this, sir,
yeah,
Danny.
all right.
I mean,
Give it to
put
him,
these
yeah.
Russians back in their place. I mean,
So Danny's Ukrainian.
Right.
You know how you give out AA nicknames?
yeah.
Him.
We can't figure out who it was, but somebody literally was just like Russian Danny. And
Right.
it's just, you know how it just sticks.
Right, just
Like they'd be like, Indian Chumahan. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like,
right.
And you know how that all of a sudden you're that dude the rest of your life.
Right.
That's what it was.
Right. Well, we're in a situation right now where Russia's put all their troops on the borders of Ukraine, and they're about ready to go to war.
They're not scared to get busy.
This is like his.
And I
road
really,
Yeah.
I'm actually with the Ukrainian people, man. I don't want to see Putin take over Ukraine.
Dude, there's a Danny
Look
used
at him back.
to,
Look at him back.
Yeah.
Danny
Oh, wow.
Danny would volunteer at the needle
Hey,
exchange.
Danny's
right?
peeping out his moves. The
Oh, yeah,
background.
dude, he's got moves. Wow.
He learned those,
Uh-huh.
right? He
Oh,
did-
yeah.
Danny.
He wasn't born with those. Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
No.
tripping off this
Hey,
cat, bro.
Lux, you got to hear this. Danny, tell him the story about fucking Popeye at the needle exchange.
All right, so
Okay,
yeah,
all
so I volunteered. So I was an IV drug guy, like for a long time, and I would go get needles, clean needles, the needle,
Sure.
shout out the needle exchange.
like as one does.
yeah,
right,
exactly.
right,
yeah, I mean,
right.
I would also use dirty needles, but then I discovered I
one
could go.
does.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
I discovered I could go get free clean needles at this place in Hollywood called the Needle Exchange.
Right.
So I went there for a long time. I was there every Sunday, every Thursday. I would collect all the needles from the junkies and bring them, and then I'd get clean ones, and that would be my little hustle towards the end where I'd be like, oh, I can maybe trade a few here. Or if I had some clean ones, then like, you know, somebody would break me off a little something here, you know.
Yeah.
It would like, open up maybe a few doors that had been closed for a while.
Yeah.
So I went to this place and then I got sober and I had a close call with this dude. I guess this is an interesting one. So I had a close call. There was this dude that I ran into who was he was this Russian dude who was like this motherfucker's a real Russian dude.
What does that mean?
Like still got the accent, you know,
Right.
from West Hollywood, like was born in communist Russia in the Soviet
Right.
Union, came here straight to West Hollywood, you
Right.
know, like we're as we go, you know.
Right.
And he's like, but one of those dudes where I moved here when I was 7. That's why, and I like kind of hung out with like I didn't stick in the same friend groups, you know.
Right.
But he still has like heavy Russian accent, you know, like hey, how are you, you know, like that kind of dude.
Heavy Russian.
Heavy Russian accent,
Heavy
you know?
Russian
Yeah,
accent.
live on Crescent Heights.
I
You know?
do.
I like that. Gollywood. You know, I'm from Gollywood, Gollywood Boulevard. You know, yeah. And I saw
fucking
this
love
dude,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
And this dude went, and he was so he was a Russian dude who was a Southsider, which you know is the
Popeye?
thing. No, different dude. Yeah. So this dude, we'll get to Popeye.
Yeah.
So this dude, Russian dude, was spent like maybe it was one of those cats that like when we turned 17, 18, he just like went away and he would pop up every now and again like, yo, what up? And it was like would come out and get a little, you know, would get like a little more ink, would get a little bigger, you know, would come out. Then we get real sucked up on the outside and get busted again, get a little more ink, get a little bigger, come out, you know.
As one does.
As one does, exactly.
Right.
So I run into this dude and at a gas station, you know, and he's like, hey, he's like, you got any dope? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I got some really good meth. Let's make this happen. Mm-hmm. And so we go into
that
yeah, right.
conversation.
Right.
So we go to the Chevron, to my office, as I used to like to call it, the Chevron bathroom on Cahuenga and Franklin. And we
As
walk
one
in there,
does.
and he goes, "You got a clean rig?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "All right, cool." He's like, "You're good, right?" And I go, "Yeah." He's like, "Cool, me too." And so we make a shot, we split it. He goes first. I wash it out with a little cold running water, you know,
Right.
ain't
As
no
one
bleach.
does.
Yeah,
As one
exactly.
does.
And I bang it and whatever. I get sober a few months later. He goes back to prison. I run into his girlfriend at a meeting, and she goes, "Hey, you didn't hang out with." I'm not going to say his name,
Right.
Just, you
Yeah.
know, but
Right.
you didn't. And I go,
Chekhov.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I go, no, why would I? She was like, I was like, yeah, I saw him when he was out for a little bit. She goes, oh, cool, you didn't share needles with him, did you? And I was like, no, why would I do that? She's like, oh, cool, because he's HIV and Hep C positive. And like my heart stopped, you know, I was like, oh my God, you know, and I went and I got tested and I was
Dude, wait,
negative.
wait. Slow down.
Yeah.
You're telling a lot right there,
Yeah,
bro.
right.
Yeah.
So when you hear that, how long between hearing that and going to get the test?
Oh, immediately.
Really?
Like, I went the next day. I was like, I need to get tested. You know,
And
I was in
how-
treatment, and I was in treatment at the time, and they were like, your insurance hasn't kicked in. I was like, I'll pay out of pocket. My
During that-
mom will pay out of pocket.
During that
Oreos
24-hour
right behind you, doggy.
during that 24-hour period, when you got like did you feel like a little cough and you were like, oh shit,
Oh yeah, oh absolutely.
I've got AIDS, I'm fucking dying.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Fuck,
Oh, of
bro.
course,
Are
yeah.
you kidding me?
I'm asking.
Yeah. Oh,
Shit.
absolutely, yeah.
How scary is the moment when the results, when they come back with the results?
The scariest moment of my life, you know, the scariest, and they come back both negative.
Wait. But when they tell
Yeah.
you they're negative, how do they tell you? Like, do they give you an envelope and you open it?
No, it's not like a, you know.
Well,
tell
how'd
you.
they do it?
They just tell you, you know. So with the, I believe at the time, the HIV was a rapid test, so they could tell you right away. But the Hep C was like you had to wait a little bit. You know?
How much when they gave you the rapid test and they tell you right away, right? Does the lady just look at the thing and go, oh, you're negative? Oh,
Yeah.
I meant positive. I read that
Yeah,
wrong.
right.
Were you sweating bullets?
Oh yeah.
Were you like, oh, 777, baby?
Yeah,
Please, God, if I get me through this, if you get me through this, I swear to God.
Moi Borg, but you know, I'm praying in Russian. I'm praying. I'm busting out.
Right.
Yeah.
Cyborg. I
Yeah.
love it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so anyway, it comes back negative.
Comes back negative.
New lease on life.
Yep, and they're like, so you have about 6 months. The HIV you're good, but the Hep C can still come up. So in
But
about 6
aren't you
months,
kind of like Hep C, like, what?
yeah, I mean, I got a lot of homies that beat the Hep.
Right,
Yeah, it's all
right,
good.
right.
We got treatments for it.
Right.
So I'm driving through Hollywood one day and I see this needle and I see this needle exchange and I go, fuck, that's the place that kind of saved me from. And I get tested again and I'm negative for both of them still to this day. You know,
Great, of
Yeah,
course.
luck you don't gotta like scooch over. A little bit.
Luck was he offered you the Oreos until you said
Yeah,
that.
right,
He's
yeah.
like, don't eat all my fucking double stuff, bro.
So I'm driving by, and the place that really stood out to me was like the reason that I was able to not get that stuff was because I had the clean needles. You know, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna start volunteering there. And one of the dudes that shows up every single week is this dude Popeye. You know, and they
Is
call
that
him
that? Wait. Is that same Popeye we met at the car show?
No.
Never Popeye.
How many Popeyes are there?
This
What do you
dude,
mean? Every neighborhood has a Popeye.
yeah.
Every good neighborhood.
That's true.
Every good
No,
neighborhood.
we call the dude Popeye because he's okay.
Did he have one eye?
No, he has extremely big forearms.
Right.
But they're wrapped. What is it, Danny? Like ace bandages, right?
Yeah.
They're both wrapped from wrist to elbow.
Oh, he has some big forearms for that.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What
do you
abs
say?
all
Abscesses
fucking
and
just
shit, probably. Yeah.
cushion,
But
probably pink cushion.
he probably looks like if you saw him, he looks like a dude who owns an auto repair shop. But he's driving a brand new, like Lexus, immaculate. It's like termites cars. It's that clean.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And his car's immaculate. And I met him before Danny told me this story, but that dude got out of the car and he loves Danny. He pulls up and yells something and rushes into the window. But he gets out and it's kind of like that with Danny though. There's people and like this dude acted like he was Danny's father. He was so happy to see him.
Right.
And I told Danny, I go, that you know how it is, Lex. I go, that motherfucker is nobody to fuck with. I go, that dude is with the business. Like you could just tell the way he carried himself, moved very slow. And
A lot of Russians are like that.
this motherfucker, he was like, you know, you're like, I don't know who he is, but he's just walks with power. You know what I mean?
Right. Like he'll just take a bite out of your neck for nothing.
Oh, yeah. So,
Right?
so listen to what happens when somebody does try to. So go ahead.
Go ahead.
Danny.
Oh, here we go.
This was this is when the dudes try to pull up.
Here we go.
So I guess some guys show up to the needle exchange one day and they're trying to, you know, I wasn't there. I heard the second, but you know, but this is the kind of dude he is. So these guys show up and they're like giving him a hard time, like we need more needles or whatever. You guys aren't fucking taking care of us. And he comes up. Maybe I was there. Fuck, I don't know. I'm
were
pretty
there.
Shut out. I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, you really are fucked up,
I'm a little
Danny.
shut out. Yeah.
You're like, maybe I was there, maybe I wasn't.
yeah.
Somehow I know the story.
Yeah, I
But
was
the kids, our friends who work in the needle exchange are like, you know, little hipsters and
Yeah.
shit. They're not. It's not like they wouldn't have done it if it was lucky or something.
No,
you know what I
no.
mean? Like,
Right.
so
So they're
ahead.
like pulling up and they're talking shit. They're kind of causing a scene. They're like moving shit around. I was
Tough
there.
guy
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and they're like some
Acting
fucking
tough and stuff.
But they're like junkies. They're like little like whiny fucking. I need some more. You know, like those kind of. Fuck, I can't. I drove here from the 909. You know, like those kind of fucking guys. You know, the worst. You know, like the worst. Fuck. And Popeye comes pulling up. And like he pulls up and it's him and like one of his homies, you know, and he sees this happening and he sees these fools and them being loud and he comes right up and he comes up and he goes, they're helping us. They're doing something nice for us. Leave them alone, you know? And like, and what?
Yeah.
And literally, and like they look at him and they go,
accent.
yeah, and they're like, whoop, they get in the car and they drive right off, you know?
no, you're forgetting.
What?
No.
Yeah, you really are fucked
No,
up, Danny.
you're fucking up.
Yeah, Danny.
Popeye goes, hey, these guys are here to try to help us. And they're like, fuck you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And
That's very
Popeye
different.
goes,
That's very different.
no. And Popeye goes, okay. And Popeye got in his car, and within 90 seconds, a Range Rover pulls in.
Oh.
And that's what
How did I forget?
the
Fuck.
young Russian dudes got out with heaters.
Yeah.
And they were like, they looked at Popeye, and Popeye was like, and they
just
were
like,
like, hey, we'll kill all you motherfuckers you ever come here again. Like,
Yeah, how did I? Wow. Yeah.
that's what you,
Yeah.
Within 90, like the Range Rover came in hot,
Yeah.
like, and they were because Popeye was like, "Oh fuck me, all right."
Oh, yeah.
But
Fuck me?
other-
How do you do
fuck
that
you.
in the accent? How fuck me?
but the big, I don't even think
fuck you.
Popeye's mad that they said shit to Popeye.
It was
It's
just
Danny.
Yeah.
They don't. Popeye loves Danny, and he's like, but Popeye was just like, "Oh really? Cancel Christmas?" Like, you know what I mean? Like we're coming.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And the White Ranger. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
The
Hey,
Russian
you guys
dudes
might
are
want to
another-
work that story out before January 14th. I'm
For
just
sure.
I don't even know. Yeah, we've
Oh,
never
yeah.
even talked about that
No,
story. But
yeah.
I don't know why, but when he was talking about dyeing the hair and shit, I thought that maybe because I've been on here before, but Danny hasn't. But I think that listen, you know, we have a thing on our podcast where we always go, have you ever seen a ghost, right?
Yeah.
But it's arguable that Danny has seen a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
what?
So
That's American Indian shit, Danny.
You're an American Indian.
What the fuck do you think Chumahan is, motherfucker? That ain't Swiss. Listen, hey, but you know what? I've actually met some Siberians.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I meet Siberians, they always remind me about the ice bridge. And they go, the Siberians and the Eskimos are the same. We have the same blood, brother. And I'm like, okay. I mean, sure, why not? I don't give a fuck. But I always get like an American Indian connection with Siberians whenever I meet them. Where did you see the shape shifter?
You got to start.
Tell this real story. Is this real?
This is real. This is as real as it gets.
All right, hold on. Everyone calm the fuck down. Do we have campfire sounds? Can we get a campfire sound? Because this sounds like a campfire.
I was lost.
Now you're kind of questionable about the story he tells, if he's leaving any out.
No, I don't know.
No, this is not.
Don't leave any out.
He won't leave anything out of this one.
Right.
Promise. Promise.
The funny thing is, this motherfucker always forgets shit about stories when he's sober. He remembers every loaded one to his team.
Take it. Shh.
But I do too.
Hey, Keith. Shh.
Yeah.
It's nighttime now. We're outside. There's a campfire. Get back from the fire. You're melting your shoes, Keith.
Are we allowed to have fucking
It doesn't matter. I'm an American Indian, so we have a license for fire. Okay. Shh. All right. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so I am.
Go ahead.
All right, dude, I really like the campfire sound.
Yeah. Hey, get the marshmallow out of there.
Oh,
okay, there we go. All right. Hey, Schwartz, stop eating all the hot dogs, brother. Those aren't kosher. All right, here we go. Go ahead, please, Danny.
They're beyond meat.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm 15 years old. I'm in. I'm going to Fairfax High, and we go. We had this dude that. We found somebody I knew had this connect that was by, like, I was smoking weed at the time. We weren't doing anything crazy. We would ditch school, and our hustle was we'd get everybody's bread together, and we would hop on the red line to go over by Macarthur Park and get, like, some dime bags of some good chronic.
Okay.
This is the story, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So we go there, and we're on our way, so we get everyone's money, and it was me and these two black dudes that are whatever, that are like, they were bussed in from some bad neighborhood, and it's us. We get on the 217, and we get to Hollywood and Highland, and as we're about to get on the train, this guy comes up to us, and he's kind of like a little, he's a little intoxicated, and
okay.
He looks in, he goes, "Hey, you guys know where I could get where I could get any drugs, like meth, heroin, coke, and we're 15, we don't really know shit, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure you get the stuff in Macarthur Park, I don't know, but I know,
Yeah.
and it's right by where we're going, so we're like, yeah, fucking sure, he's like, check it out, he's like, if you take me there for every drug you get me, I'll give you each $100, and it's 3 of us, and we're in high school, so this is like the gold mine, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So we're like, let's fucking go, and we get on, so we start walking with him, and he goes, hold on, before we go anywhere, I got to tell you this. I got to let you know that, like, this, so I got in a big argument with my wife. We have this castle that we own. He's like, I got all this money, and
castle.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? It's getting weird, Like he was dressed really nice. Like I didn't know much about dressing nice at the time, but he looked nice and clean, and he was wearing like a nice suit, and he had he had the blazer over his shoulder, and I remember him taking it off, and it was all bloody, and I was like, fuck. He's like, I got in a fight with my wife. She threw something at me, And I was like, all right, cool. And he was getting kicked out of a tattoo shop, which at this time in the early 2000s, to get kicked out of a tattoo shop on Hollywood, you really had to fucking pull some strings,
Right,
like
right.
Damn,
had
you had to
really
kill a
fuck
motherfucker.
up.
Yeah.
Right.
So we were about to get on train. He goes, okay. So he's like, first of all, I got to tell you guys who I am. My name's Anton LeVay.
Shut the fuck up.
And I don't know who the fuck, I'm a kid.
Come
I don't
on.
know. You know who this
You're
is.
fucking with me.
Dude, he goes, my name's Anton LeVay. I'm the, and I'm like, what? Okay. I don't fuck. He goes, I'm the, I'm the writer of the Satanic Bible.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't know what the fuck.
Church
I'm like,
of Satan.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know who this dude is or whatever. I'm like, cool, sounds good. So we get to the train station, and this is the first red flag. We're sitting there. Yeah, right. For me, that's the first red flag.
Yeah.
So we're
I
sitting
wrote
there.
the Satanic Bible, bro.
I'm all fucking. Let's
My
go.
arm's
Yeah.
bloody.
Yeah. You're getting kicked out of
Right,
a fucking out of zebra tattoo. And we get to the station, and he's smoking cigs inside of the train station. And I'm like, dude, you're gonna get arrested, And it's in the morning time. And he goes, no, it's okay. They can't see me.
Bro,
And then I go,
no.
what? Okay. Like, what do you mean they can't see you? But once again, I don't really give a fuck. This guy's offering to pay us each $100. So we go to get on the train, and we had our little tickets. This is back when the tickets were like the little paper ones. It wasn't like tap card days, We get on the red line. We're riding, and there was cops in the station that were about to start checking tickets. And I was like, dude, you got to get a ticket. And he's like, no, it's okay. They can't see me. I'm like, all right. And they get on our train. They get on our train and they start checking tickets. And it's a few stops before you get to Macarthur Park from Hollywood. And they start and they check. And he kind of pretended like he was asleep. He kind of like leaned over and pretended like he was asleep. And they look at him and like they walked up. They checked all three of us and they walked right past the motherfucker. And usually they at least give you like a little shoulder bump, and we're like, all right, this is fucking weird. Whatever's going on.
Wait, slow down. So he's telling you this whole time, like, don't worry about it, I'm fucking invisible.
Yeah.
And you're like, whatever, bro.
Yeah, whatever.
And they come in to check the tickets, and here's a grown man with a bloody arm.
And they don't say, yeah.
And they don't check
They walk right past him and go into little double doors and keep walking through the
Did you hold
train.
up a mirror and see if he had a reflection?
No, I wish I did.
Fuck. All right, what happened?
So then he goes, all right, before we keep going, we have to establish a trust. you know?
Oh, my God.
And this is where I'm like, all right, this is getting fucking weird.
Does his
but
pants
we're
stay
committed.
buttoned up? Does he unzip his pants at all or anything?
No,
All right, that's
not
sound
yet.
Weird.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
all right.
Not yet.
So we get on. So he pulls out his wallet.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there.
I'm trying. All right.
So he pulls out his wallet, and he goes, okay, now we're gonna establish a trust. Hold on to my wallet. I want you to show you that I have enough money to pay you guys and get these drugs. We go, what? Okay. And he holds out he holds it out, puts it in our hand. And it was the first time I'd seen this. It didn't shut. It was like a wallet that folded, but it couldn't fold because there was so much fucking bread in there, and it was all hundreds, And he puts it in my hand. He goes, "Okay, now you could take off and run off at the next stop with my wallet."
Right then, boom.
Wait, he goes, but
hold on.
But whips out a switchblade and holds it to my neck, and he goes, "If you try to run, I will fucking cut you, and I'll take your life."
Right.
And I was like, "Damn, okay." And he goes, okay, let's switch. Like he goes and gets all calm. He goes, give me the wallet. And I give him the wallet. He gives me the knife. He goes, now put the knife against my neck. And I remember feeling the little hairs on his fucking neck, the stubble, feeling it. And he goes, now you can slit my fucking neck and take off with the money right now. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, and it's broad daylight. It's like 10 a.m. on a fucking Metro Red Line, We're maybe passing like Hollywood and Western at this point. Not even that far into this trip, And then he has the two dudes with me do the same thing, And they're like, they're like dudes from the hood. Like for me, I'm like, I've seen some weird shit,
That's
like,
pretty weird.
Yeah, and this is like, and they're like, what the fuck did you get? Because
Do they know who he is?
No, I don't know who he is.
They're too young.
None of you guys know who
We don't
he
know.
is.
We don't know who he is. So we get down, so he goes, okay, we established a trust. We're good to go. So we get out, we get down to Macarthur Park, and we had like $14 to our name trying to buy a little fucking bag of weed, And now we got this dude that's promising us each $100 for every different substance we could find him.
The devil.
The devil himself. So we walk into Macarthur Park, and he goes, all right, I think he said something like, I need crack, black, smack, and white, and we're like, all right, let's see what we can do. And I don't even know what this stuff is, I'm a fucking kid, I mean, I kind of know some of it is, So we get there and we see like all these dudes that are sitting around, and we're like, hey, you guys know where to get where to get fucking crack? And they're like, yeah, fucking sure. And he goes and he buys out all the crack that they have, like everything that they brought. He would just be like, here, would take care of them, would then give each of us $100 bill, and then would grab a pipe and put a rock in it and go, now we're smoking.
Whoa.
And we'll pass it around. And we're like, well, we're with him. We've committed to this, like, all right.
Had you smoked crack already?
No.
What?
No, I'd never smoked crack.
Wow.
So we
That's
pass
why
it
they
around.
say don't talk to strangers.
For real,
I like this story, man.
Pass it around the
This is a
pipe,
great story.
Oh, man. We pass it around. He goes, all right, next one, black, So we go and we get some heroin. And thank God at the time, it was broad daylight and whatever, He gave us each a balloon, though. And I think he was like, I'll do this a little later, So we each had a balloon of that. Gives us each $100.
Yeah.
Then he goes to get the smack, which I guess was crystal meth. Not I guess. I know what the smack. It was meth. So he goes and he gets whatever he can in fucking speed or whatever. I don't remember if we snorted it or smoked it, but one of the two.
Right.
Gives us each $100 and gives us each a little bag. And he would give us each like a rock. Like I remember he gave us a rock, he gave us a balloon, and then he gave us a little shard each.
Right.
And he goes, okay, now I need to get some coke, and then we'll go party.
Right.
I'm like, fuck, this is getting really at this point we're $300 in each. That's $900 between the three of us.
Right.
And, we're fucking high out of our mind
Out of
on
your
whatever.
fucking
Yeah,
minds.
we're freaking out because now we did some meth with this guy. We just smoked some crack for the first time.
Right.
We're with this fucking weirdo freak in Macarthur Park, and this would have been maybe this was 2000, maybe 2000 or 2001. So Macarthur Park is like cracking, at this point. And he finds some guy that has. He goes, I need coke, you know. And if he finds a guy and he goes, hey, he's like, I'll get you coke. He goes, but these fucking kids, and we're like wearing our high school uniforms. We got backpacks on.
Letterman's jacket.
Yeah. He's like, all right, I can get you coke, but we can't have these fucking 12-year-olds fucking running around with us when we do so. Like, just wait for him right here, you know. And he leaves us right there outside of the metro station. The guy's like, I'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Oh my!
And we
God.
look at each other and we're like, we're fucking out of here, you know. And we get out, so we go and we get our weed and whatever we got, like, you know, and we get it back on the train. We come back to school. We leave, and it kind of just sat, you know, where I didn't think much of it. And this is like back in the day where it's dial-up internet and whatever. And I was like, you know, and I get home, or at some point, I remember, next day, whatever, Netscape, exactly.
Right.
And I remember looking up, I was like, who the fuck was this? You know, like, who is this fucking guy? What the fuck is, you know, like, why? I didn't know about, you know, I didn't know about the Church of Satan. I didn't know about Satanic Bible. I didn't know about any of that.
You do
I
now.
looked the guy up, and it's Anton LaVey.
Holy shit!
But Anton LaVey. Let me just, you know, I'll fact check this right here real quick.
Yeah.
Hold
You're in a smack.
I mean, he was definitely dead.
Smack check. Shut the fuck up.
100%.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he had died years before.
He was dead? You smoke crack with a dead person?
So
a ghost.
Anton LaVey passed in October 29th, 1997 in St. Mary's Medical Center, San Francisco. I mean, I'm getting fucking chills, you know? And he said he had this house in Santa Barbara, which is, you know, kind of on that way. In 1997, I didn't start high school. I was supposed to graduate in 03, so this would have been at the very earliest 1999, 2000. And he did all this shit where I was like, you know, I was a fucking kid that was smoking weed. I didn't plan on doing all this, you know? Like, he literally...
When you look at the pictures of him, did it look just like
him?
him?
That's the fucking dude.
And the guy said nobody could see him.
Nobody could see me.
And
he was smoking a cig at the metro station, and there was cops down there getting ready to come onto the train to check tickets, and they didn't come over and say anything.
What do you take away from that, bro?
I think I was I think it was like, I think the devil came to visit me himself and like tempted me and was like, you know.
And
like,
you
yeah,
like fucking went with it.
I'm on, let's go. Yeah, fuck, $300. I should have asked for a little more.
What about
That's
that,
I
Lux?
think.
What do you think of that story?
I like it. But if somebody told me that they were invisible, I would have like tested it right on the spot.
What do you mean?
I would have like, I would have grabbed the phone or a mirror or.
No, but this is like 2000. I mean, like you got to remember, he's fucking 20 years younger than us.
I mean, he's a kid.
Yeah.
And he's running around as a grown adult with a switchblade and a fucking pocket full of cash, and the craving's like mad.
Yeah.
I mean, it reminds me of
That's not really shape
Yeah, I would've
shifting.
just
That's
been
like
waiting.
you fucking smoke crack with the devil, bro.
I mean, it reminds me, you know, like.
Wait a second. Let's hold on, bro. Danny, what are you trying to tell us? That's an
The
insane.
devil made me do it.
No.
That's what he blames his drug thing on.
No.
The devil
I shouldn't have
made me
been
do it.
smoking the devil's lettuce. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. Wait. Keith, you're about ready to go on and just talk about a normal shit. Steve, you're about ready to go on and talk about. But do you understand that we have a grown man in our studio right now telling us that he smoked crack with the ghost of Anton LaVey? And there's no way I could say to you, that was a guy that looked like him, and it was just all one big prank or whatever. You got chills.
I got chills. I still get fucking chills.
Well, you're also like, I mean, let's just say it was a lookalike guy. Let's just say that. Why would a lookalike guy have that much bread?
I don't know, Steve. Where are you at with the reality of this? Danny's not. I don't really feel like Danny's trying to bullshit us. So he believes what he saw or did or smoked, whatever.
I believe that there are spirits, man, and some spirits.
Come on, bro. You think a spirit gets on the metro?
I think that some spirits are coming in different forms.
He felt the guy's fucking neck gristle.
Yeah.
Right?
And that spirit might have shown up in that type of a physical form.
I'm actually, now, all jokes aside, you know what I mean? Do you think it is truly possible right now on this podcast, Big Lux? Mm-hmm. Do you think it is absolutely possible that Danny smoked crack with the ghost of Anton LaVey? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, Keith.
I'll tell you this. I believe 100% that he smoked with Anton LaVey. Whether it was Anton LaVey's ghost or Anton LaVey faked his death,
Right.
It's one of the two.
Whoa, that's a whole.
Hold on. Oh, Blue Eyes?
Or he forgot the date, and this all happened.
Why, he did forget like a whole, right.
And he really just ran into him like a year
bro,
before he killed him.
I fucking smoked with the fucking shapeshifter. No, bro. You got the dates backwards. Oh, yeah. Well, no, then it's just a normal smoke story. Sean, what do you think?
Fucking fine out, bro. But I tell you this, I don't believe in ghosts. I mean, I think it was some dude who looked like him, probably had a stack of cash ready to get high.
I'm leaning towards Keith. I think that, all right, and I've brought this guys up, and you guys hate it when I bring up the Laurel Canyon fucking CIA conspiracy. But Laurel Canyon, and it's documented, they had a CIA movie studio that was better than all the other studios, and this guy puts a thing together explaining that all of the big stars that came out of Laurel Canyon, that whole sound, were all either in or related to people in the intelligence and military. For instance, the lead singer of fucking The Doors, his dad was the admiral in the Navy during Vietnam and was responsible for the Gulf of Tonkin story. All of them. And all of them are like that, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Anton LaVey was either working or an agent or part of a CIA experiment that they were doing in those days, and that he didn't die, and that he had faked his death, or that his death had been misrepresented. Absolutely.
I mean, I think I believe it 100% one way or the other.
Right.
The fact that people didn't notice him, it's one of two things. One, who knows? The motherfucker's into all that devil shit, so maybe he can make himself not be seen. But the other thing is, it's also like the way, you go to a concert and don't have tickets, which Danny will do, and you manipulate your way. You act like you're supposed to be somewhere.
Right.
That force, So I believe it, and I also, touching on the CIA thing.
Go ahead.
I hope I didn't tell this last time I was on here, but in about 1998, prior to that, the way meth was made was the penal to propanol, like all the Hell's Angels and all the motorcycle clubs made it, right?
Yes.
So what had happened
grew
basically?
Up in that, and speed, bro, and meth was a white boy's drug.
100%. It wasn't until like early 2000s that Essence started fucking with it.
Associated it with bikers and stuff.
Yeah. If you didn't know somebody in a motorcycle club, you weren't getting it.
Right, dude.
And you certainly weren't fucking getting it over here. You were going to fucking Fontana, Purdue, that kind of shit. Vegas.
Exactly, bro.
But here's what happened.
I was growing up when I was growing up.
Yeah, the phenyl-2-propanol, right? So here's what happens is...
Prope dope.
Yep.
Prope dope.
But there's a guy...
Make you bust a nut. Make you bust a nut, you big enough shot.
The other thing was...
And I'm crazy for eating a lot of salad.
Yeah, the prope dope, correct me if I'm wrong, Lux, but you couldn't smoke that. You could shoot it or snort it. I don't think it was smokable.
I might be very right about that, bro.
And what happened is this guy came to Covina, where I'm from, and he drove through a 7-Eleven parking lot where these guys would sell weed, right? And he drove through there and he bought, I'm talking like a dime bag of weed. You know what I mean? And you could buy anything, a joint. But this has been for years. Heavy metal used to be playing hacky sack selling weed. So this guy comes through and he buys weed from these dudes, Nick and Richie. He leaves. He comes back the next day, buys weed from them. And then he comes and he goes, the guys at the time, I'm probably 17, so they're like 19 and 20. The guy's like 30-something. The next day he comes and he buys weed from them and asks them, hey, do you guys like doing meth? And they go, yeah. And he goes, I can teach you how to make it. Get this, this, and this. So the guy goes, because they were like, we're fucking this. They spent every nickel they had buying like glass Gatorade bottles. That's what they use for a flask. You know what I mean? Like everything. Spent all their money, and this guy comes over and he teaches them. They bought all these fucking cold pills, right? All the Sudafed and Actifed and shit, right? And iodine crystals and red phosphorus, right? Which you could buy at Chem Lab, which is a whole nother fucking conspiracy thing. But
right, Laurel Canyon.
They pull in there. This guy comes to their house. I mean, like literally, they're living at Nick's mom's house, right? Because Richie dates Nick's sister. This man, who's in his 30s, shows them how to make methamphetamine out of cold pills, okay? So they make it. And they're making it. And then, everybody's getting high, and then their friends are like, hey, show me how to do it, right? And these guys are trying to keep it on the DL. They're like, no, this dude in his 30s is like, nah, fucking show him. It'll take the heat off of us. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, nah, show fucking Blue Eyes and Chumahan how to do it, and then the cops will go after them.
Right.
Show Lux. That's what this dude is doing, this man. The two youngsters are trying to keep it on the DL. So this guy's kind of so next thing you know, like, these two dudes are doing it. And everybody was like a punker or like a heavy metal dude. So all of a sudden you have different teams doing it. Like literally the guy in the house behind him, Chris Schaefer, he's doing it, right? So they're teaching other people how to make it. So I guess that was probably 88 and 89. Granted, I was high on meth, but I was standing at the end of the driveway with my friend Troy, right? And the dude, they're not cooking the shit, but they're standing in the garage, right? And we're all high and shit. And Troy's talking to me about something. And I'm looking at the dude, and it just kind of clicks. And I'm like, hey, where's that fucking dude from? And he goes, oh, so he's cool, man. That's blah, blah, blah. I go, that's not what I'm asking. Who fucking knows that guy? I'm like, I've known you since we were in the 8th grade. Richie's married to Nick's sister. Where the fuck is that guy from? And I'll take anything. If he's somebody's cousin's friend, that's good.
Right.
Anything. I'll take anything.
Nobody can vouching, though. Nobody's vouching.
Yeah, and they're like, no. And I go, okay, where's he live?
But
I don't know.
like some paranoid meth questions.
It does, but I'm telling you, when I asked where he lived,
yeah, no, it's legit. Though.
Guys who are making speed with him have no idea where the fuck he lives.
Oh, that's
right?
Tommy from. Where is he from?
None of that.
Right, one of those.
So here's the thing. It turned. I get busted. I'm talking to this dude from San Dimas, the next city over, right? There's a guy out there named Johnny who's doing his thing, and it'd be like, luck if you're doing it in Santa Monica. Now all of a sudden somebody in Culver City is doing it, right?
Right.
It's like they're the next city, but it's a completely different crowd. Like they don't really interact. But I'm talking to this dude in jail, and he tells me, "Oh, that dude Johnny's doing the thing." Johnny's dad was a cop, by the way, but Johnny's doing the damn thing, and blah blah blah. I go, how'd he learn? He goes, that Indian dude showed him.
What?
And I go, yeah. And I go, what Indian dude? And they're going, so it's a completely different dude. But I go, because now I'm sober, I'm in jail.
Right.
And I said, do you guys know that dude? And he goes, I don't know. Johnny met him somewhere. I'm like, once again, that's not what I'm asking.
Right.
What's the connection?
Right.
Where'd he go to high school? I'll take fucking anything, but nobody has any answers. So years later, I told people this. I said, because there's another thing. There was also an attorney at the West Covina courthouse who another friend of mine, because at this point, all sorts of dudes are cooking dope. I mean, there's probably fucking 40 teams of dudes.
Right.
All around West Covina, Valinda. So this other dude,
everybody's on meth.
West Covina.
Well, this other dude got busted, right?
Real Valley.
Yeah.
He gets busted. He's in the county jail, and he gets called to a visit from his attorney. He doesn't have an attorney, right? Gets called to a visit from this attorney. He comes down in the thing, and he's like, yeah, hey. And the guy's like, hey, my name's so-and-so. You want to get out? And he goes, what? And he goes, I'll represent you, but you're going to have to, help me out. So this is for a manufacturing charge. He's caught in action. Like he's caught with the lab.
During the fucking drug war.
You want to help me out?
War on drugs.
I'm going to need you to do something.
And you want to get out?
This is like
help me out.
96, right? This is later on.
Yeah.
So the dude goes to court for him, gets him a year in the county, which is at that time about 5 months.
Right.
And he gets out. And what happens, he gets out and he moves to the desert, but now he's getting everything he needs through this attorney.
To manufacture shit.
Yeah, but what he has to do is teach other people. So the attorney will bring somebody, hey,
franchise.
This is fucking Blue Eyes. You got to show him.
Blue Eyes, you fucker.
So dude's showing him. Then next thing you know, Chumahan, hey, this. So the money is all, like going through this attorney. But
right.
Anyway, so I'm probably 6 years sober, and I'm at Impact with Jimmy Rich, rest in peace, but who I think Lux knows too. But Jimmy was a big part of that circle of the house I'm talking about, the original house with the guy that I'm trying to ask people, where the fuck is that guy from? And because Jimmy lived in this neighborhood, right? And I said, I go, who the fuck knew that guy? He goes, oh, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I go, he met Nick, buying weed from him. I go, yeah, exactly. But all of us know each other. You know what I mean? People played Little League together. So right. There's some sort of connection, but this guy has no relation to anybody. He's just out in Covina buying weed. He could be in Pomona where it's a fucking free market, right? Mm-hmm. But anyway, so Jimmy goes, now that you mention it, he goes, me and Aegis, another friend of ours, he goes,
Aegis?
Yeah, that's his last name. But
Okay.
the dude
Maybe
who taught
another Ukrainian.
the guy who taught him how to make the meth drove a Toyota pickup with a shell on, camper on it.
Yeah.
They're on Gladstone, which is a pretty busy street, runs parallel to the freeway. The man, I can't remember his fucking name. Anyway, the man, Jimmy, and Aegis are in the back of the thing smoking methamphetamine, right? The cops roll up. The truck's not registered. The cops pull up, and the dude, and they go, fuck the guy. They're trying to hide everything, and the guy goes, I got this. And the guy comes out of the truck, talks to the cops. The whole time, Jimmy and, you know Jimmy, right, Rich?
Yeah.
Just passed away. So Jimmy and Jimmy and Alex are like hiding in this fucking camper because they think they're going to jail. And then the guy he talks to the cops for 5 or 10 minutes and then comes back in the trailer and they keep doing what they're doing. The cops never come in. The car's not registered. They didn't tow the car. I mean, this is the fucking 90s.
Right.
So when you think about it, it's the same thing with crack cocaine, right? Okay, people want their rights and want jobs and shit, right? Well, what can the government do to crush that? Because at the time you had powder cocaine in the 70s, right?
Right.
People are freebasing.
Right.
You need a fucking chemist to turn cocaine into crack.
Yeah.
There ain't me and Lucky ain't figuring that out. Right. Me and Danny ain't figuring that out. No,
I don't know. Danny's fucking hung out with the devil.
Yeah, that's true. But what I'm saying is, when you think of these things, it's a complete. You need a chemist to do this.
To make fucking crystal meth, you need a chemist to do all this shit.
Right. Breaking Bad taught us anything. You need a chemistry teacher.
Well, that's what they were doing is phenyl-2-propanol.
Right.
But when if you're taking phenyl-2-propanol, which is a chemical to develop film,
right.
Somehow somebody has figured out you can do the same thing.
Yeah.
Get the same moleccules out of fucking over-the-counter cold pills?
Yeah.
That's a fucking scientist.
Right.
Same thing with crack cocaine. But if you think about it, if you turn a scientist of some sort, figured out how to turn coke into crack, crushed every fucking neighborhood, right?
Yes.
Across the United States of people who wanted shit, right?
Yes.
Then now that that's dealt with and they've locked up all these fucking people in these neighborhoods, now they come with meth and they push that into the white working class neighborhoods.
So wait a second. Now we've followed the chemtrails all over. Mm-hmm. This is all adding up to what?
That there's no two ways about it. The government has to have a hand in it.
Please, come on. Absolutely. Look at this. This book, check this out. These guys hate it when I bring this up. Weird scenes inside the canyon, Laurel Canyon, covert ops and the dark side of the hippie dream, right? It's one of the things this guy talks about. He says that the Rolling Stones were not, to be sure, a Laurel Canyon band, but they did spend considerable amount of time there, and they were very closely tied to the scene. As Barney Hoskins writes in Hotel California, quote, in the summer of 1968, the Rolling Stones was flirting heavily with Satanism and the occult. Remember sympathy for the devil, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And spending a lot of time in Los Angeles. And during that time, Mick Jagger was involved in a two occult-drenched, Crowley-influenced film project, Kenneth Anger's Lucifer Rising and Donald Campbell's Performance. Did you ever see Lucifer Rising with Mick Jagger involved in that?
No.
So these guys are already saying that those bands were heavily involved in the occult. A lot of that weird shit was going on in Laurel Canyon, tied to methamphetamines for sure. Also, maybe giving Anton LaVey a platform for which to sow dissent. The idea behind the concept was civil rights had unleashed a certain amount of uniformity and collectivism, right? That actually pushed the needle in a direction towards more freedom, more power to the people, right? After that, the CIA and the FBI started working very hard on how to disrupt and fracture the individuals involved in all of these different movements. And one of them, this guy's position is that the hippie movement was actually created by the CIA in order to siphon off wealthy middle-aged kids into being drug-addled freaks and fuck up any kind of real social movement. And that's basically this guy's position. And he's saying if you look at real civil rights dudes, like Martin Luther King and fucking Malcolm X and dudes that were really down, they don't like necessarily what the hippies are doing. Like yes, love and all that stuff, but the hippies aren't necessarily moving the needle in terms of collecting groups together for legal rights. And he says Haight-Ashbury absolutely was an experiment, CIA ops experiment on LSD and mind control. He also says, and it's in that book, Chaos, they also say that the whole Charlie Manson thing, right, he says was a CIA experiment that actually had gone wrong. But they said if you follow Charlie Manson's history, he gets arrested multiple times before he ever gets to his fucking destination with those nut jobs and they do all that weird shit. And he said and he had a handler in the intelligence. And he said the only way that Charlie Manson could not do any prison time for all the shit that he did on the way out to California is if somebody was intervening on his behalf with the authorities and saying, and getting him deals. And he gets all the way out there. And Charlie Manson, of course, was in the Laurel Canyon scene. He auditioned for, I can't remember if it was like Crosby, Stills and Nash or whoever it was, right?
Yeah.
And so, and they said, and in this, and he said it checks out. You can go ahead and check it all out. He said for sure there was a movie studio.
There was wait. I think it was like there was something to do with the Beatles.
Absolutely, there was.
They were supposed to listen to some of his music or something.
No, Bob Dylan auditioned even Charlie Manson. And yes, the Beatles. But all those people were right there. And he makes a pretty strong case. He's like, nobody had heard of any of these people, right? And yet, how is it possible that in this sort of, at that time especially, kind of like a out-of-the-way part of Los Angeles, which is Hollywood, the fucking propaganda capital of the world, right? How is it possible that out of this out-of-the-way place, all of a sudden, an entire, 20 people who basically created and influenced the sound of, American pop culture for the next 10, 20 years, including even, this is shocking to me, including even the Monkees. Including even the motherfucking Monkees. That fucking weird... Anyway, point is all of that shit...
The Monkees, that's who it was.
It's the Monkees. And by the way, apparently other big notables actually tried out for the Monkees. So when people look down at the Monkees, but if you look at who tried out, Eric Clapton, I don't know if it's Eric Clapton, but guys like that tried out also for the Monkees and didn't get it.
The Monkees are the original boy band,
right?
Yeah.
Where they had auditioned them, because the only British one is the singer.
Right. That's exactly right. So the point is this guy's whole pitch is how is it possible? Thank you. Exactly.
But the other thing is I think who you're thinking of, Charles Manson was tight with, was it Brian Wilson?
Brian
did.
is the Beach Boys.
But it's also Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan auditioned Charlie Manson for sure. That guy was dude. And by the way, Sharon Tate and all the other people in the Mamas and the Papas, dude, Mama Cass was in a military school with who's the guy? Jim Morrison. They knew each other from military school. Wow. They're military families.
Well, I got some.
Go.
I'm going to
Hit me.
fucking plot twist
Let's
this
do it.
one more little bit.
Come on, Danny.
So when this happened, I was living. My mom and my dad split up when I was 14, right?
Okay.
I moved in with I had my own little spot for a while, and then I moved in with my mom and my stepdad in Miracle Mile. We lived kind of where that big
I know
5
where
is?
it is.
Yeah.
Tar Pits.
Yeah, right by the tar pits.
Yeah.
So, and then
San
at one
Vicente.
point, my stepdad, who was pretty successful at the time in animation, was like, "Hey, I want to buy a property." Guess where he bought a property?
Laurel Canyon?
Laurel Canyon.
Yes.
Laurel Canyon Place, just south of Mulholland,
Yes.
on Laurel Canyon, literally at the very top of the fucking hill.
Hey. They said that was kind of also the gruesome murder capital of the world at that time. And the guy goes back and he goes through all the different weird deaths, including Wonderland, Floor on the Floor.
Yeah.
All that shit happened right there in those same houses that Cass and fucking, who else he says was way into it? Who's that fucking Frank Zappa?
Yeah.
He said that Frank Zappa's dad worked for the military and also the chemical warfare company that developed all the shit, Agent Orange and everything else. And he said that Frank Zappa was actually a very militaristic dude. He was a musician and he was down with whatever, but he didn't take a lot of drugs. And of course, they had a weird hippie commune at that house, and some kid was killed.
But that would make. But that would wait. So
No,
and that would make sense if your parent was somebody who was that deeply involved in the development of that.
I don't think that's true because I think Frank's parents were immigrants.
I'm gonna fucking find it right
And
now.
I'm
gonna
Bob
find
Dylan
it for
or
you
Frank
right.
Zappa?
No, you know Lala grew up in that house.
Lala's
his niece, one of my best friends. She grew up in that house.
All right,
Yeah.
bro. Well, let me pull up the Frank. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna
All right,
pull
wait.
it up right here.
I got a question for
Yeah.
you.
Go
'cause
ahead.
I like where this is going.
Go ahead.
Moon landing.
What?
What did it happen?
Yeah,
Do we
come
learn?
on, bro. I
Have
don't
you
even-
seen the Stanley Kubrick fucking thing where he talks about it all not actually being a thing?
Well, listen.
The lost tapes. You know?
I mean, yeah.
Have you seen that shit?
No.
I mean, there's
True.
a lot of shit I haven't seen, but I believe. Okay, let me see. I'm not even tripping on it. Let's see. I'm gonna go through this. Keep talking. Keep getting crazy while I find this.
Oh, we're getting crazy.
We're getting crazy. Yep.
So what's going on? What, you guys gonna be on the west side today? You gonna hang out on the west side? You guys gonna go?
We don't know what the fuck we're doing, do we? I might have
no.
to go to West Covina.
Listen to this.
Oh my
that
goodness.
is
You're
a
always
west.
going to Covina.
That's the west side
Covina.
west of Covina. Yeah.
Oh man, what do you got, Chew?
Okay, Frank Zappa, another major mover and shaker in the Laurel Canyon scene, was certainly the raddest of the rad, so surely he couldn't have had any connection to the military intelligence complex, ... right? Not exactly. According to various accounts collected by McGowan, Zappa was a pro-military autocrat who didn't really resonate with the counterculture's peace and love vibe. Like the Lizard King's dad, Zappa Sr. was a cog in the intelligence community's dark machinations. Francis Zappa was a chemical warfare specialist with top security clearance at Edgewood Arsenal near Baltimore, Maryland. Some readers... No?
I don't think so.
How do you know?
Because they lived in Pomona.
No. They moved out to the West Coast. But
No,
that's
but
where he got his start.
Frank grew up in Pomona.
Frank Zappa.
Yeah.
Francis Sr. did not grow up in Pomona.
No, but
Ask your friend Lala.
I
if
just
they're-
texted her.
Text her. Ask
Yeah,
her
yeah.
if she. Ask her if
Fact
her
check-
family.
independent fact checker.
Yeah,
right
ask-
there.
just
Hell
listen,
yeah.
seriously. But ask her. According to this, the family lived in Maryland early on. Some readers might recognize Edgewood as the locations of the mind control experiments conducted by the CIA under the rubric MK Ultra.
I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. It may be true. Frank didn't do drugs. That's a fact.
Right.
Frank drank red wine and loved cats. You know.
And did you know that David Crosby is actually an heir, an actual heir, and he even talked about it on fucking Stern, an actual heir to a very powerful and wealthy royal family from like a Dutch royal family.
I didn't know that.
Abso-fucking-lutely, like Illuminati. I know this sounds crazy. I talked to my friend Darren. He's like, dude, be careful. You're starting to sound Trumpian. I'm like, I know. I'm not trying to go there, but it's a fact that David Crosby is a direct descendant, and that's why people wanted him to sire their kids, because their kids would become official European royalty.
Oh.
Because the guy's bald and he's fat, so why did anybody want to fuck him?
Well, that was like the equivalent of being in the Beatles, being in Crosby's.
I hear you.
You remember Dallas, right? Dallas Taylor, you remember him, Lux?
I know that name.
He was the drummer, but he lived right over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, during the early years of its heyday, Laurel Canyon's father figure is the rather eccentric personality known as Frank Zappa. Though he and his various Mothers of Invention lineups will never attain the commercial success of the band headed by Jim Morrison, Frank will be a hugely influential figure among his contemporaries. Ensconced in an abode dubbed the Log Cabin, which sat right at the heart of Laurel Canyon. At the crossroads of Laurel Canyon Boulevard and Lookout Mountain, Zappa will play host to virtually every musician who passes through the canyon.
Well, I mean, Frank was by far a better musician than anybody we've talked about.
Wait, Lookout and Laurel Canyon, and it's called the Log Cabin.
It was called the Log
I
Cabin.
believe it was actually a treehouse.
There was a treehouse on the
Yeah,
property, and I think it might have burnt down. And the child
That's
that died at the treehouse, I think.
Whoa. And then you know the property over who owned that for years, and which is where Chili Peppers and everybody recorded Rick Rubin.
Right.
Rick Rubin,
right.
That's where his
I
studio
remember
was.
when fucking Lazy's brother Patches was working for him. He was like house sitting for Rick Rubin. He lived down below underneath. It was like a castle.
Dude, I've been there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
do you know who owns Frank Zappa's house now?
No.
Lady Gaga.
I'm
telling you, you know what? And dude,
I gotta go to the bathroom.
yeah, please. He will also discover and sign. Lady, he's got to drop a lady. He's got to drop a Lady Gaga.
I gotta go have a fucking cigarette.
All right.
Yeah.
Many of these acts will be he had Captain Beefheart, Larry Wildman Fisher there, and even Alice Cooper.
Wow.
Rolled with that motherfucker. I'm just telling you, bro.
Wow.
Let's talk some.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. See, they get
all
crazy.
good, all good.
No.
I want to talk some podcast talk.
Oh yeah.
Was that the time?
That's the
that's
time.
No, but what?
No.
All right. Listen.
That's gonna be
It's
a
all
whole
bad.
nother
It's
conversation.
all bad.
All bad is what's the dates on the performance?
Okay, January 14th, doors at 7, show at 8. We're
Right.
going to have Lucky and Lepke there. We're going to have Miss Elliott.
Missy Elliott?
Not Missy
No.
Elliott. Miss Elliott. Maybe more legendary than Missy Elliott.
Anton LaVey will be there.
Anton
Anton
LaVey.
LaVey.
Hey, we're going to have some special guests.
Yes.
I'm
Right.
not going to say who will be
Frank
there.
Zappa will be there.
Zappa,
And where's it at? Where's
It's at the Echoplex. Tickets are online. You can buy them. We're going to have some cool one-off merch. We're going to have one of our guys selling books that he just got a new book. He came on the guest.
Right.
It's going to be rad. It's going to be a good time.
We're gonna heavily we're gonna promote that
Oh,
here
man,
on
thank
all our
you guys.
platforms,
Yeah.
bro. We'll have
Yeah.
all the information and
Hey,
we
wait.
can't wait to have you guys
How
on.
often do you guys drop on It's All Bad?
Yeah.
We're doing it every Monday. So every Monday we got a new episode.
Right. So
Yeah.
can you give us a little preview of what's been coming up soon on the show?
Oh,
Anything
man.
crazy?
All right. So
Chapped nipples.
Oh yes. All right. So we got my friend Laura who just got out of the feds. Literally
Yeah.
12 days ago. Fresh out of the feds.
Nice.
Moved all over, ended up right at that fucking one spot on Alameda. I got her in a treatment a few years ago, and then she ended up doing all this crazy fraud stuff and whatever, and going on the run with it.
As one does.
As one does.
Good girl.
She was the last person. I don't know if you guys remember the name Chris Batham? Rehab mogul. He had that treatment center that went under, and he was getting high with clients.
That's like
there.
every treatment center.
No.
Yeah,
That's like every treatment center. I don't know any treatment
community
center.
recovery.
Right.
She was the last one there, and so we got hers coming out on Monday. It's gonna be it's unreal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds
and we got
fantastic.
some good special guests.
I love
It'll be
bad
fun.
girls. My wife's a bad girl. I
Same.
like bad girls.
Oh, my girl's a bad. Yeah, she'll fuck you. Yeah, she'll
I
fuck
love
you
it.
up. Yeah.
It's all bad, dude. You guys, man, it's a good show, bro.
Yeah.
You guys are one of the only podcasts I listen to. You know?
It's the only podcast I listen to besides myself. I love listening to myself because I'm a narcissist.
Right.
Right. And then I listen to their
I
show.
listen to their show.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Awesome.
thanks,
Good
guys.
shit,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. It's all bad.
It's all bad. Peep them out.
Peep them out.
At It's All Bad.
Right.
And we're gonna be there, like you said. We'll be promoting it.
Steve, what are you bringing to the live show? You bringing something special? You gonna whip it out on stage?
Surprise.
You gonna do a Jim Morrison? You gonna do a Jim Morrison and hang out the salchicha on stage?
Maybe.
As long as you don't do a Gigi Allen, we're good.
we're gonna go have a good time, man. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun.
Oh man.
And
Hey, when you guys gonna have old Blue Eyes on your live show, man? That's what
Shit,
you need. This
let's
fucker's
go.
a sick
Let's
fuck.
go,
He's a
man.
sick fuck. This one right
I'll be
here.
there.
Let's go.
I'll be at
You know
your
what?
show.
I was talking to old Blue Eyes, and we were. I can't remember what we were talking about, and I go, why don't you just? And he just said straight up, I don't like anybody. He doesn't go out. He's a shut-in. He's like a shut-in. He doesn't go out, and he hates pretty much everybody. Everybody annoys you, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty much.
Why?
That's cool.
That's
That's audio world, man.
what can I tell you?
That's why he joined up. That's why he's an audio man.
What can I tell you? He's got the fucking. All right, look, Ali, cameraman, wake up back there, sonny boy. How can people get your shit?
Yeah, partner.
Yeah.
CosmicDemise.com.
CosmicDemise.com.
Yes, sir. That's where you can find me.
Yeah.
Clothing and art, all that good stuff.
Right.
Thank you,
Man,
Ali.
you're a very relaxed individual, Ali.
That's fresh. That's your shirt. Damn, that's
Everybody's got
fresh.
his own brand.
Yeah.
And that this all right. I saw the pants is what caught my eye, right? I wasn't looking down there, but I saw.
Yeah, he was. Don't. This guy was hanging out with Anton
on.
LaVey. Don't believe that shit.
He did all this. He's already dropped.
Yeah, this guy's an artist.
Damn. Oh, sick.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, he's a real shit.
Man, that's
he's
rad.
from Laurel Canyon.
Yep. That's
CIA,
That's
MK
cool,
Ultra. Yeah.
Yep.
Ovanda Bone LLP. We wear braids to court. Let the tomahawks fly. The best legal representation that money can buy.
Oh,
Right?
the best.
I want to give a big shout out to the Hard Luck Show. www.hardluckshow.com, motherfucker. Go on there. Audiobook, Art of War, done by real motherfuckers in this room. Totally raw. And
Fuck yeah.
and
bitch.
listen, you son of a bitch. And also listen, and also get King Salmon's new single, "Shwoopty da Loopty" or whatever the fuck that was. What was it?
Yeah. Swoop in the coop.
Swoop in the
with the
coop
swoop,
and
right.
taking a poop. And then
And I'm a fruit
That's
loop.
what,
Right,
that's
I'm a
what
Fruit
Keith
Loop.
just did.
Yeah, Keith just dropped a few bombs off in Tokyo. What happened, Keith? That was fast, bro. It was a one wiper.
I
It was a one wiper.
okay, hold on. I got one for you.
Go ahead, go.
Oh.
So, shit. I
Yeah.
don't even know if I should say it.
Do it. No, don't start that. No, that's
All right.
showmanship.
His dad didn't work for the government, but Frank could build a bomb in the house.
Oh, what?
Okay. Is that a joke?
No.
What does that mean?
Well, Frank's like a genius. He was like one of the like a Mensa
all
dude.
The CIA kids, they were giving him intelligence enhancing all kinds of shit, bro.
But I mean, like, Frank, like, I don't believe he had anything to do with the CIA. The only reason is because, I mean, the guy never left the fucking house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like Sean. Sean doesn't leave the house.
Yeah.
All right, listen.
A
It's
little
all
far-fetched
bad.
for you.
Sorry.
January 14th, live show. Keith's
yes.
gonna fucking
I'll
rip
be
his
there.
shirt off.
I'll be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, that's gonna
Keith,
be
you're
off the
looking
hook.
fit, brother. You don't, I mean,
Do I?
you don't look, no paunch, no nothing, bro.
I've gotten a little bit thinner.
Yeah, what are you doing? What is it? You do
Peloton?
dealing meal?
Yeah.
Peloton.
Yeah, but you know what I've been? It's so funny.
Keith, you look absolutely, completely different.
Yeah,
than
do I?
you did.
Yeah, you do, bro.
From when you gave me the clothes that night at
Yeah.
church, you're completely different.
Yeah, you
come
tightened
on.
it up, bro.
Thanks.
You're looking good.
But I'm like,
I didn't go
completely
that
different,
way,
dude.
but
Dude, you're gonna love this. For a year and a half, I've been meaning. You're gonna love this. I've been meaning to text one of you two to be like, "What can I do to work out at home?" And every time I'll grab the phone, I'm like, "I'll just get on the Peloton, all lazy
That
style."
Peloton's expensive.
Yeah, and that's
big
money.
money, Keith.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
yeah,
you must,
You must be
bro.
doing all right,
Dude.
bro.
No, but here's the
It's
thing.
all bad, just
It's
making
all bad money.
Nah, shit.
that's
It ain't all bad no
Yeah.
more.
It's
Shit,
not
all
bad.
that Peloton.
Hey,
It ain't all
It's
bad
all
no
not
more.
too bad.
you better ask for an accounting there.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
How you afford a Peloton, bro?
No, dude. Well, you know what is weird? I used to go to spin classes that I think were like,
Get the fuck out
yeah,
of here.
they were like
Can you imagine Keith at a spin class?
18
No.
bucks a piece or something, or
Yeah.
whatever they were at the
Right.
time. Not
Yeah.
Soul Cycle. I never.
Come
That's
on.
expensive,
Right.
but
You have those special shoes.
I think they're like 18 bucks at the time, and eventually I was like, well, fuck. I mean, this thing's like, I think at the time it was like 1,800, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, fuck. I mean, if I do 100 of them, it's paid for itself. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I've done way more than that. Like, it's cheaper than going to the
Right.
gym.
How long are you spinning, dude? Like, what do? You get on there
45
an hour?
minutes.
What do you listen to Danzig and just fucking go crazy?
Dude, you know what's funny is no, I don't really fuck with any I never listen to punk rock anymore.
What do
I
you,
like-
you do the instructor? You do the class with the
I
instructor?
do the class.
I
Is
did.
he
Hey,
hot?
I
Is he
house
hot?
sat for crew.
Huh?
Hey,
Is the instructor hot?
Some of them are.
Yeah.
But I fuck with, like, this morning I did Lizzo.
oh hell yeah!
What's
But
that?
I house sat. Wait, I house sat for Keith, and he goes, "You gotta try the Peloton out." This is like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
years ago or so.
Yeah.
Hey, and he didn't. I didn't know about the shoes, So,
Right.
but I need to try it out, So
Yeah.
I'm there. What size shoe you wear?
9.
Dude, I'm a 10.5. I'm shoving my little feet, my big ass feet in his little shoes. And I put on I was like, it's a Christmas morning workout.
Right.
They're all, every time Mariah comes out, we go double hard. I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
You're
Not
working
gonna
out to
lie.
Mariah Carey?
No, there's probably like
Hey, I did. I did.
probably like 4,000 classes. There's fuck, what is it? Like hip hop something, but like
Right.
club
Are you
bangers.
doing Zumba?
No. But this thing, the shit has everything on it now.
Right, of course.
Fucking everything. Weight
Is it
training,
true that
yoga.
there's It's All Bad Peloton classes?
No.
Not
You
yet.
should,
working
dude.
on it.
Yeah.
Anton LaVey workout. That would be fucking fantastic.
It's just all shit backwards.
Right.
It's all him with the pitchfork.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Go harder.
Right.
Wait, I figured out how to say. Hold on, I pulled it up. Let me
Had
see
a
it real
piece.
quick.
Hit it, Sean.
Добро пожелать на наш. Wait, hold on. The
What?
Hard Luck Show.
Yeah.
Добро пожелать на шоу Невзания.
Hey,
Lasagna.
hold
I
on.
love that,
Hold on.
bro. Wait, we gotta
Right,
figure that
calm
out.
down. Take the music down because I'm gonna make a fucking drop out of this. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Добро пожелать на наши невзания.
How do you say lucky?
Let's see, Lucky.
I want to hear Lucky say
That
it.
one, dude.
That
we
was
need
great.
that,
That's
dude.
the drop. That's the drop.
That's a fucking.
Nishantha,
That sounds like what's
sounds like
happening
Satanism.
right before you hear like a silencer, and that's the last thing you hear.
Yeah.
It's kind of a silencer empty too in your back here. You might hear the first one, the second one you don't hear.
Счастливый means luck. Счастливый, right?
Счастливый.
Счастливчик.
The only thing is, we've changed. Lucky's neighborhood changed his name and shit. It's vegan from 17th Street.
Yeah.
Damn.
Vago. What's up, Vago? Vegan.
Veganero.
Verga. Hey,
Счастливчик.
But you know that no vegan.
What is it?
Vegetarian.
Счастливчик.
I don't claim vegan. I was doing veganero, but no more
Счастливчик.
vegan. Because I'm not vegan, but I'm vegetarian.
Chili cheese and shit.
Трудное
I eat egg
счастье.
white. I eat egg.
Hey,
and
what do we gotta
cheese
do to
every now
stop
and then.
Putin from fucking?
Butter, a little bit of butter every now and then.
Bro, I don't know.
I'm for the Ukrainians.
But
I
other than
love
that,
the
I ain't-
Ukrainians.
thank
Lefty's on that too? No.
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
Is this Frank?
No, this is old blue eyes.
Oh no, this is he made this music.
Bullshit.
No,
Yeah.
no, I didn't make this.
Oh, what is this?
Covering AC/DC.
Right, we
Yeah,
got covered
yeah.
because we get licensed yelled at all the time. All right. Big Lep wants to come in and say something about what's going on. And Big Lep, you have the floor. Can you please tell us anything?
It's like a hard-headed fucking, like, reminds me of an uncle I had that drinks Cutter Sark.
Sark.
You know, one of the bourbon uncle.
Bourbon uncle.
Okay, and then
Keith,
one
Keith, you got any shots out?
Huh? Oh, we're dropping a great episode next week,
Yeah.
which is
The girl that got out of prison?
Lauren.
may solve a fucking crime, a famous crime in L.A.
Sober fraud.
Shit.
We have Laura Lyons on next week.
Lion. Laura Lyons.
Yeah, a
You
lioness.
guys should get her on here too.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Laura.
Oh, yeah, I'll send you
come
then
kick
for
it
it.
over.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Laura got the heat.
Here we go. Okay, and one last final parting shot, and this is something, and I want you to help tell me what this means, Keith. This is something that Lepke said, and I haven't yet to understand what he's talking about.
Yeah, fine. You ain't gonna. Somebody goes, hey, yeah, the problem to that thing, and then I got somebody else look at me and go, you know what?
Does that make any sense to you? That was a legit, like, that's a quote.
No, I get it.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I get it.
Bust the P-Dog out, and I'll fucking know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
over
All
here.
right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, Jesus Christ, can we end the show
And
already?
like we do about this time.
Adios, amigos.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Big shouts.
Hey,
Hard luck.
Vidania.
До свидания.